Thank you very much for having this interview here. And I also know this is the first visit ever by a Czech president in 10 years. 15 years for you, the second time, and 10 years for a Czech head of state. So tell us, what's this trip all about?
At first, ni hao to your visitors.
Thank you.
At second, well, 15 years is important difference in the life of human being.
That's right.
But also in the life of the country, of the China. And instead of polite phrases about your expansion, your excellent dynamics of economy, I'll tell you one example only.
Wow.
The exports from China to Europe 15 years ago was represented mainly by textile, very cheap textile.
That's right.
And it practically eliminated the textile factories in majority of European countries.
Exactly.
Now I studied the statistic, and the share of textile exports from China on total exports is less than 10%. How could I demonstrate the progress you did? You export high technology, modern equipment, computers, and so on and so on. Yes? Thanks God, not the beer. The beer, the Czech beer, is to be exported to China, not contrariwise. But as for the structure of your export, it is a good description of modern and prosperous country.
So it's a big change.
A big change, of course. Sometimes you must pay, for instance, by the smoke. And now, because we have had the same experience, not only with the smoke, but with dirty water, yes. So we produced the equipment, how to clean the air, how to clean the water, and again, this is the export article for China from Czechia. So there is simply division of labor, exchange of experience, and it is advantages for both countries. It is called, as you know, win-win strategy.
That's right, win-win strategy for our two countries. Now, this year is the 65th anniversary of bilateral relations between the Czech Republic and China. And so actually we have a long and traditional relationship between our two countries. And I noticed your foreign minister, just a few months ago when he visited China, he used the term reset. That is to reset our bilateral relations after a period of comparatively not so much activity. So, Mr. President, tell us, what is your understanding of resetting Chinese and Czech relationship?
It is like in the case of computer, a reset of computer also. And I should even say that we have new, better computer just now. Because at first, we fully understand that it is not possible to interfere the internal relations of any country, including China. Is something Confucius said, yes, if you have no office, you cannot interfere into the affairs of this office. You must have the function, yes. That's why, for instance, I quoted Confucius in my TV discussion for Czech TV yesterday about Hong Kong, and I said I am the president of Czech Republic. I am not governor of Hong Kong, and that's why I do not interfere into the internal affairs of Hong Kong.
I see. So this is your understanding.
Yes, and this is the reset, yes. So we do not teach market economy or human rights or something like that, and contrariwise we try to learn. And I am in China in order to learn how to increase economic growth and how to stabilize society. And on the other side, if we may help a little, now, for instance, by our favorite Yanshu, you know it?
Yes.
Wonderful. Every family in China knows Yanshu. So this is better than to give the lectures, to show Yanshu. May I show you Yanshu?
Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
I have it with me.
Yes, come in. Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
they'll come.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, it's.
And from economic reasons, it is an excellent, excellent export article. Yes.
That's right. Wow.
But
I should have a panda with me.
it is not only export article. It is the pleasure, mainly for the children. And just today, I will, in presence of your Mr. President, sign the treaty about the cooperation, China and Czechia, and cereal, Yanshu and panda, both animals, yes? So this is again a concrete example of friendly cooperation, not mutual criticism and learning instead of teaching.
And I think it's also a revival of the good feelings and good relations between our two countries, including me. A lot of Chinese people, quite several generations, watched Little Mo or Yanshu. It's kind of a name card or a symbol of the Czech Republic. And also, as I said, it's a kind of revival of the good relations between our two countries for so many years. Now, Mr. President, so you just mentioned Yanshu, and we know that my television, CCTV, is going to have a cooperation with the Czech partners to do a series of news stories of Yanshu.
Yanshu and panda.
And panda.
Yes.
How do you like this idea?
Well, the Yanshu will be a little greater than in reality. Panda will be a little smaller in order to be approximately on the same level.
I see.
Yes.
I see.
But I think it is a wonderful idea because of both are symbols of our countries, yes. And every country has its history. Yanshu, of course, is modern history. Panda is very old history.
Yeah.
So you have deep roots, you know. Czech Republic is a country which started as a state in 1993. Czechoslovakia in 1918. So this is the difference we must understand mutually. Our symbol is very new and very young.
Small.
Yes. And your symbol, panda, is very old and traditional.
I see. That this is a very good symbolic symbolism of our two countries.
除了签约具有友好象征意义的鼹鼠和熊猫动画片以外，捷克总统此次访华的行程还带着重要的经济合作任务。根据报道，在刚刚举行的第9届中国欧盟投资贸易科技合作洽谈会期间，泽曼总统带领将近200人的捷克代表团前往成都。 而除了这个庞大的总统团以外，他还带去了3架轻型飞机亮相欧盟馆捷克展区。而就在1年前，在中国西部国际博览会首次亮相的捷克轻型飞机，曾被媒体惊呼犹如珍珠一般。有评论称，此次捷克代表团的强势出席，无疑是中捷关系重启的最好开始。泽曼总统在接受采访时也强调，中捷关系的重启不仅仅是一个口号，更有许多具体的行动。
And I noted that people say your delegation is a presidential delegation, and well, we can do a lot of business together because
Well, of course.
Yes.
But instead of presidential delegation, I have with myself more than 80 entrepreneurs, so-called business delegation. And we try to concentrate on very pragmatic questions like big silk road, yes.
That's right.
That is direct route between Prague and some of the Chinese towns, yes, because you cannot travel by camels but by planes.
Yes.
We have discussed the possibility of Czech General Consulate in Chengdu, yes, because visa facilitation is also necessary in order to help the development of tourism, yes. We prefer exchange of students, yes, and so on and so on. By the way, in Czechia there is Academy of Confucius. Yes, and we have many researchers and scientists who were engaged in study of old China. So I think a restart you have mentioned is functioning, and new computer is doing very well. One of the next arguments is my discussion with the chief of Bank of China, and there will be new branch of this bank just in Prague.
In Prague?
Yes.
Wow.
So concrete, pragmatic steps, not only polite phrases.
Okay. Now, another question, let's move a little bit international. The Ukraine crisis. Czechia is in the middle of Europe, and you are close to the so-called conflict. How do you see this crisis? Is it going to turn into a kind of a new Cold War, or it's going to be a kind of a, let's say, confrontation between the West and countries like Russia?
At first we must understand the substance of the crisis. And according to my opinion, it is the civil war, not predominantly Russian aggression, but simply the civil war. And this war is influenced by European Union, the States, the Russia, and so on, but still the substance is the civil war. So, at first, you need ceasefire. At second, you need negotiations. It was done in Minsk, if you remember, in last weeks, yes. But still, yes, the third stage, parliamentary elections now, and, well, decentralization of Ukraine, yes, in order to give the regions some competences, including using of the language they speak. Yes, one of the first steps of the new government of Ukraine was the cancellation of Russian language on the territory of Ukraine. It was complete nonsense. Yes, so it was one fact which provoked, I guess, the civil war.
I see. So sanctions could not work?
Well, I think that sanctions produce the new Cold War, I agree. The sanctions lead to isolation, And more than that, sanctions are the obstacle for economic development for all countries. Not only the country where the sanctions are applied, but also the countries which apply the sanctions. On both sides, it is loss-loss strategy, not win-win strategy, but loss-loss strategy.
Loss strategy. Okay, Mr. President, thank you very much for having this interview. Well, it's very nice. Thank you.
Xie.
Thank you very much. And also the 鼹鼠.
Yes, once more.
Yeah.
Once more.
Thank you very much.